Hi guys, it's Rania back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to do a book review. Now, you know me, I do take ages to read a book, maybe like a month or two. And I finally finished reading this book and I already started reading the next book that I want to do a book review on. I have finished reading, the book that I started reading actually is Michael Jackson, The Magic and the Darkness by Randley. I don't want to say the person's name wrong, but I'll put everything in the description below. And yeah, I read this book. This is literally the thickest book I've ever read. Also at the front it says from Daily Mail that this is the most authentic book ever written about Michael Jackson. So when I saw this, actually this is not even my book, this is my grandma's, and she gave me for me to read it, and I was like, because this is not written by him, the person exact. I didn't know how I felt about this and if I was gonna like rely too much on it, but actually surprisingly when I started reading this book, it was kind of like surprising, I would say. So it's a thick book, like I've said, really thick, the thickest book I've ever read. So it took me like ages just to get to most of it so I can do the book review. Obviously I'm not gonna say every single thing that is in the book, but I'm just gonna give you like a whole like review on and a recap or whatever of what the book is really about. So this actually has, let me check, this actually has about 11 chapters, and the last chapter has like so many things they talk about. So I'm gonna show you. This is how it looks. It's got a picture of Michael Jackson, it's got the writing at the back, it's a picture of him when he was younger, and then a lot of writing just talking about him. So I grew up watching Michael Jackson and listening to him, not the Jackson 5, unfortunately. I wasn't born, I was born in 2001, but I still grew up listening to that. Although like my whole family loves Michael Jackson, we listen to it all the time. We even listen to it till this day. And even the Jackson 5s, I wasn't born around that time, but I know who they are and I know a lot of their songs. So I obviously wanted to get to know Michael Jackson and the person he was. So when I got this book, I didn't think it was going to be such an amazing book because it wasn't written by him. My main problem with this book was that it wasn't written by him, but after reading this book, I actually got to know more about him, and this, like it says, it's the most authentic, I think, I don't know, book that was ever written about Michael Jackson, and they're right about that. Daily Mail was definitely right about that because the person who wrote this book actually grew up with Michael Jackson. He knew Michael Jackson, and then at the age of 17, I think, yeah, at the age of 17, he ended up going to LA to pursue the career in journalism, and that's when he started working more and writing more about Michael Jackson. So that's what made me like, you know, then trust a bit on this. So it gives like who Michael Jackson was for those who didn't really know him, and then it starts off by talking. So the first chapter, part 1, it's an introduction, and it starts with Michael Jackson grandparents from Michael Jackson's dad's side, and then it starts talking. No, the reason they start talking about his grandparents instead of talking straight away about him is because they want people to know like how his grandparents was towards his dad, and then it moves on to his dad and how he met his mother, Catherine, and who they are and like what they believe and stuff like that. His mother is Jehovah's Witness, I think, yeah. So it talks about them a little bit, how they got married like in college, high school, I don't know. They've been dating since high school or something like that. And then it talks a lot about him and who he was, how his dad used to treat him and stuff. I'm not talking about Michael Jackson yet. I'm talking about Michael Jackson's dad. I don't know if I made that clear, but yeah, Joseph, Michael Jackson's dad. So it talks about them and how they were, and then it starts talking about the first born child all the way to Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson was the last. If it's not, then it talks about the other kids. So yeah, it talks about everyone. So you're not just for the first bit, and like, let me show you. I think, okay, so this this part, just this thick part, is the first bit, and this talks about Michael Jackson. Actually, I'm gonna read like some of the paragraphs that I hear, just so I don't get anything wrong. It's the introduction, then it goes to Joseph and Catherine, or Katharina, I don't know, his parents. Then it goes from early days, and it goes from Michael Jackson's dad hit Michael. Then it goes climbing mountains. Then it goes poor family. Then it goes something else, and then it goes Rebbe, and then it's the first record deal. Then it's the Jackson signs to Montown, and then Montown. Actually, I'm saying everything wrong. Don't mind me. Then it's Hollywood Living, and then it's creating the Jackson 5's first hit, and then it's Michael moves in with Diana. Yeah, Diana. And then the last bit of part 1 is success. So it talks from everything that the Jacksons went through all the way to Michael's love life and success. That's only part 1. So you're already learning so much. You learn about his grandparents, you learn about him when he was a baby, and all the way from when he joined the Jackson 5, and how him and his father, like, let me tell you a little bit what I learned from this book. Him and his father wasn't like, his father was a good father figure. He was a kind of a brutal man, and Michael Jackson hated him since he was little, and the only thing that they were close with was when he joined the Jackson 5 band, and they started winning all concerts and like contests, not concerts, contests, and all that. That's only part 1. Then part 2, it goes on from ABC and the Love You Saved, which is like the Jackson 5 song. Then it goes from just keep getting better, so like how all the success was getting like better, and you know. Then it talks about his parents again. Then it's Jackson's first solo record when he started, you know, going by himself and becoming Michael Jackson and not just Jackson 5. Then it went from growing up in the public eye. You know, we all know how difficult it is. We may not be like growing up in the public eye, but we all know how difficult that is for them, because every move, everything they say, even since they were really young, it's just hard. And to anyone who is famous or has a good like successful life. Then it goes from talking about Tito, then it goes groupies, talking about groupies. Then it talks about Rockin', Robin, and Ben. And then it talks about Michael Jackson's mother filing for divorce. This is still part 2. Then it goes from the downslide. Then it goes from falling for the boss daughter. This is not Michael Jackson. This is one of his brothers, I think. Yeah. Talks about one of his brothers and how he fell in love with one of his boss's daughter. Yeah. Then part 3 is about Jimmy, and I feel like I'm gonna say his name wrong. Well, the guy that fell in love with the boss daughter and the daughter's wedding. Then it goes from Los Angeles. Then it goes from Jackie. I love Jackie. And then it goes from Michael private meeting with Barry. Then it goes CBS office, the Jackson Suite deal. Then it goes from other stuff. It's What's in My Name, family, Jackson's family values, losing to Montown. Then you have part 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not gonna say the rest just in case you want to like explore the book. But honestly, it's been a really good book. I learned so much about this book, and I loved every single thing. I'm gonna show you a little bit about the pictures. I don't know why, but I love getting books like this that has like, pictures in the middle. So after reading part 1 and stuff and 2, it shows pictures of Michael Jackson. And then you have the Jackson 5 family, Michael Jackson at the bottom. Here's the Jackson 5, and then them at one of their contests here. Then you have one of the brothers. No, wait. Is this Michael? Oh no, the first brother getting married. The second. Oh, this is this one that I wanted to show you. The guy at the top. This is J. Randy. Randley, I don't know, I keep saying names wrong. But yeah, this is the guy who wrote this book, and Michael. So this was in 1970s, before the madness set in. So they knew each other back then. And then it has, one thing that I didn't know is that in the 1970s, the Jackson daughters were hoping to start a band of just girls singing, and because the Jackson 5 were just boys, and so they wanted to start another one with just girls, but then something went wrong, which I'm not going to tell you. You should just read the book. This is, the girl at the top is Michael's half-sister, and those are the girls that were gonna start the group. That didn't really happen very well. Then there's another part. I'll show you all the pictures because I just love to. And then all these pictures, those are from when they were young and like his family and stuff like that. These pictures now is him older. This is celebrating Michael Jackson's dad 50s. Then it's Michael Jackson when he was older. Then Michael Jackson again when he was like way older, in his 20s, 30s. Then you have other pictures of him, as you see. And then him and Diana, his kids. One thing that I never understood, like while watching his kids grow up and when I was younger, was I never understood why Michael always would hide his kid's face. But after reading this, I found out that the reason why he used to hide his kid's face was always because oh my god, so they wouldn't get kidnapped, because there's a lot of people, like especially famous, they know that the kidnapper would get a lot of money because they're kidnapping like the royals family kids or something. So they know that's why he would never show his kid's face. Paris and his son Prince Michael. So then I remember reading this like in the news or something. He nearly dropped one of his kids. I don't know who. Prince. It was Prince. Right. It was Prince Michael 11. Right. 11? Second. Oh my god. So yeah. He nearly dropped Michael when he was a baby because he was showing it to the public or something. And when I heard about this, I heard that he was trying to kill his kid. I heard so many rumors. I was young, by the way. I never really believed in it, although it was a lot of rumors saying that he wanted to, like, he was trying to throw his kid out of the window, that he nearly died. There was another rumor that the kid died. There was so many things. There's also so many rumors about Michael Jackson being a pervert and like with kids and stuff. If you love what's her name? My mind, like, I don't even know what's wrong with me today, to be honest. But yeah, Eminem, oh god. How could I forget who Eminem is? Oh, Eminem, right, I love Eminem. But there's one video, I think it's Lose It, that he shows Michael Jackson and then there's him in the room with kids or something, and that's like something to do with pervert, him being a pervert or something like that. And I remember so many rumors and people making fun of Michael Jackson, saying that he was a pervert. And yeah, it's not nice. And it talks about that and how Michael, like what was his reaction and stuff like that. And then you have this one, which is like one of my favorite pictures of him. And yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say about this book. Obviously this video is already very long, and yeah, like I said, the thickest book I've ever read. So you're gonna, like, if you're a slow reader like me, it's gonna take you so long to just read this, every single word in this. So yeah, it's a really thick book, but it's really good. I enjoyed reading this book. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy like as much, but I did. I enjoyed it so much. Now I have to give this book back because I already did my review. So yay! And yeah, I hope you liked this video. Give this a like, subscribe, and bye.